Hi, so in today's video we'll be talking about how we can make budget very simply in Google Sheets. We'll be using a very simple principle that we talked about earlier. If you have not watched that video, I'll just simply brief it again. 50 30 20 is the principle. It is called the rules go simply like this, wherein you are defining all these 50% as your needs, 30% as your wants, and 20% as your investment needs, right? So you will not spend more than 50% on needs, not more than 30% on wants, and will not invest less than 20% in any particular month. So with that, let us get started. So in what you will be capturing in this particular Excel is your in-hand income, right, your expenses, and there is also a travel planner that has been given here. Travel planner is something which is detailed. Beyond that, in your investments, you also capture investments towards your retirement funds, towards your short-term goal, towards your travel needs. So we'll capture some of these in another video as well. For the retirement fund, I have already created another video in the past around how to calculate your FIRE number using a Google Sheet. I'll link to that video in my description as well. So let's get into the sheet right now. Let me do that. Alright, so this is the Google Sheet I was talking about, in which all these cells in the yellow is what you are capturing initially in terms of your salary, in hand take home salary. So let us say this is 1 lakh. All these numbers are just for representational purposes, so feel free to change it. Also, whenever you are getting this Google Sheet, go into the file section and make a copy, because you will not be able to edit this sheet. Because if I give edit rights, everyone will make their own changes and nobody will be able to make any sense out of that data. So for that, just whenever you get the sheet, make a copy of it and then work on that particular copy. That will be very much editable for you. Alright, so in this I have bifurcated all these expenses in 3 categories: the needs, wants, and investments. There is a drop down against each of the expenses that you make, and that gets captured over here. So I have given some indicative list in the category of needs, wants, as well as expenses, as well as investments. Investments, obviously, things to note about is this emergency fund, the short-term goal fund, the retirement fund, and the travel fund. These are in fact 4 different kinds of futuristic saving goals. Travel fund is what I have covered in today's video. Rest of the 3 I'll cover in other videos. Retirement fund I have already covered in another video, which I'll link in the description, from a FIRE calculator, or the financial independence number calculator perspective. So let us do a bit of maths or exercise over here. Let us say someone's monthly take home is 1,20,000. all right, and they don't have any other income. Their home loan EMIs is, let us say, 18,000, right, which comes under needs. Any other EMIs, I strictly recommend not to have any other EMIs beyond your home loans or your first car, but still people keep buying iPhones with their EMIs, with their credit card EMIs, etc. So for that, you can keep it key in here, or your car EMI maybe. So all your internet expenses, let us say 1,000 rupees, your phone expenses, let us say 300, all of this. Once you enter, so what you'll see happening is there is a percentage actual. So this is the goal. You should not be spending more than 50%, and then this is the actual that you have spent. So if it is below this number, well and good, keep increasing on your investments. If it is below this, in going above this number, so for example, if my internet or maybe my home loan EMI for a particular month is 30,000, and my other EMI is also short up to, let us say, 15,000, right? Still I have some buffer, and here if my internet expenses go up by 8,000 or something, so you'll see that it will show up in red, right? So showing up in red essentially means that you are not going as per your plan, and you are breaching that number of 30% or 50% for your needs and 30% for your wants. Similarly, you can enter for the wants in terms of how much you budget for clothing, drinks, eating out, donations, movies. And then comes your major investment chunk. And while this 20% is an indicative number, it's a minimum number. As your income increase, let us say your one number goes from X to 3X in few years, don't keep on moving this, keeping this ratio. There is no point in keeping this ratio and inflating your lifestyle just to keep this ratio, because your wants are limited, needs are limited. But at the same time, Gandhiji also said there is not enough for everyone's greed, there is enough for everyone's need, however. So keep your needs in check, keep your these things in check, and then we can get it all sorted. So one last thing to cover over here is the travel fund. So obviously this travel fund covers your domestic as well as international trips. The number here talks about is that you'll be taking how many number of these trips in a year. 0.25 means once in 4 years. You can change that, however. So what it captures is per person 2-side ticket, how many number of people you're traveling with, so and for stay and travel, how much you're spending per month. So these 4 are the fields that you need to edit. So all these fields in yellow are the fields you need to essentially edit, right? And then same for the international trips as well. So once you do that, it will calculate your total for trips required for the year and how much you should be shedding out per month for these requirements, right? So if you see in the formula, it is this number by 12, this number by 12, and it is multiplying it by E2, which is obviously the number of times you are going to take. So in this case, we are talking about taking it once in 4 years. So that way your number will get reduced, right? So when you say 1, it will obviously get multiplied. And I think there is some issue with this formula. I'll fix it later. Alright, so maybe we need to do it here somewhere. So okay, I'll figure this out. However, I think it's good for basic maths. But so based on this, you get how much travel fund you need to allocate for on a monthly basis, and based on that, it will reflect in your budget over here. Similarly, you can plan to create a retirement sheet, your short-term goal sheet, and emergency fund sheet. Let me know if you need videos on these emergency funds, short-term goal creation, short-term fund creation, retirement fund creation. I'll do that in a subsequent video. I have that in my plan, but based on your comments, I'll prioritize it. So yeah, essentially that was pretty much it from how you would create your budget. So yeah, what budgeting essentially helps us with is saving for long term, improving our spending habits obviously, and finding blind spots in our journey in terms of if there are any blind spots in our financial goal, we'll be able to figure those out. There are some places where my money is going and I'm not able to figure out. I'll be able to map it well, reduce my financial stress, right, and achieving my financial goals. So that was about this budgeting, and what it helps you get is peace of mind and a sound sleep at night. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay connected, stay subscribed for more videos like these. Thank you. Bye bye.